is the one that is more popularly known, and most Muslims, in fact all Muslims, celebrate the day of Mi'raj. But they don't celebrate Ba'ath. Now the question is, why do we not celebrate Ba'ath? Why is it not so popular? To understand why Ba'ath is not popular, we must go back in history. When the Holy Prophet was born, for 40 years Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remember, according to us and for sure, the Prophet was a prophet from birth. He knew he was a prophet, he was a prophet of Allah, and he was in that state of prophethood irrespective of what happened later. That is our belief and that is the truth. However, those 40 years the Prophet was told, do not propagate, do not make it open to public. Not even your family should know that you are the Prophet of Allah. There were signs, there were some people who noticed these signs, they did mention that he is a prophet. These were Jews and Christians, but that's a different topic altogether. So for 40 years Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the Prophet to lay the groundwork for the day of Ba'ath. Ba'ath is the day the Prophet is told at the age of 40, now go and declare your prophethood. What did the Prophet do in those 40 years? We know him as Sadiq and Amin. So he was the truthful and he was the most trustworthy. Besides being Sadiq and Al-Amin, the Holy Prophet was also somebody who always did right for others. He was always standing up for justice, especially for the oppressed. The Holy Prophet was always in the forefront to make sure that if two warring parties had a problem, he would clear the dispute. He used to create brotherhood and unity in the community, in the society. The Holy Prophet exhibited all the best moral characteristics a human being can have to achieve perfection. This was the 40 years of the Holy Prophet. After the 40 years, he goes to the cave of Hira, or he had been going to the cave of Hira. One day, 40 years later, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends Jibreel and says, now it's time, go and make it open that you are the Prophet of Allah. And now go and give them the message that you have sent to them. So many times we hear the state was of Jahalat. So in the mind we think Jahalat means the people who are so ignorant or so stupid that na'udhu they did not know anything, absolutely anything. And the Holy Prophet in 23 years does a major revolution. There was a revolution. But the people of that time were not Jahil in the sense that we take it. The people of that era, there was the Sassanid Empire, there was the Roman Empire, there was the empires in India and China. They had commerce, they had doctors, they had monarchies, they had systems of oppression, they understood the usage of currency, there was barter trade, all these things were happening. In Abyssinia there was a whole kingdom. All these things were there. What was lacking? What was it that the Holy Prophet was sent to change that was not there? Which was the Jahalat that he was supposed to change? At that time what people were lacking was moral ethics. What people were lacking was spiritual development. Spirituality was non-existent. What was happening was those who are powerful had all the control over the wealth and the people. Jahalat was the state of the majority who are deprived of education, who are deprived of their rights, who are treated like slaves, who are treated similar to animals. That was the Jahalat. Nobody was allowed to rise up and find their own identity. What the Prophet came to do is to bring to them the message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One was the pure monotheism, Tawheed, that you do not need anybody but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is your creator and you only turn to Him. Whatever you do in your life, every single moment should be for Him and Him only. This was the spirituality that the Holy Prophet was sent to bring. The other message that the Holy Prophet was sent to bring, the Holy Quran in Surah Nahl says, Inna Allah ya'muru bil adli wal ihsan. He was supposed to bring justice because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves justice. Bring fairness amongst people and justice. Everybody in the eyes of Allah is equal. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire, so you get the corner there. No. Because you are a pauper, you sit outside the home. In Islam, in front of Allah, everybody is equal. This was the justice that the Holy Prophet was sent to bring. The third thing that he was meant to bring was the moral values that we see today. If it was not for Islam, there was no morality. In that time, women were used like cattle. They were actually considered as property. Today, in our society, we hear women's rights. These people are talking about women's rights. They don't know what they're talking about. 1400 years ago, the Holy Prophet had taught them women's rights. We have just talked about it today. When we talk about my freedom of speech, now the youngsters say at home, okay, now Delhi, we've got some rights as well. These rights that you're talking about 1400 years ago, the Holy Prophet underlined all these rights. And there's no greater right than what the Holy Prophet brought from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The other thing that the Holy Prophet through moral values brought was forgiveness, leniency, kindness and understanding. These are those characteristics that make a human being perfect. You may think that Bill Gates and Warren Buffett is a good example for me, role model. I want to become a Bill Gates of this world. Does Bill Gates have the morality and the ethics to take you to the perfection and to the uruj, to reach the mi'raj, to reach closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? No, he doesn't. He does not even believe in any God. He only believes in one God. The Holy Prophet came to tell us that there is no other God except for that one God. That is the mi'raj we are supposed to get. And the last thing that the Holy Prophet wanted to bring was to remove from our eyes the limitation that this world, the world only matters. What the reality of our life is, that it is the eternal life that matters. This world is part of that life. You are in existence forever. The soul that you have inside you, even today needs uruj, it needs success, even there it needs success. The greater success is when it is freed from this material world. This is what the Holy Prophet was sent to bring. Now, in conclusion, because we are living in an era where our youth talk about freedom of expression and they question a lot of things as far as the ahkam of deen are concerned. Recently there was a young lady who said that there is nothing like hijab in Islam, and I have removed the veil and nothing will happen to you. Good luck to you. The Holy Prophet brought a concise package when it comes to the ethics and the ethos of how to behave with our parents, how parents should behave with children. Everything from the moment you wake up in this life to the moment you die from this life, everything is covered. You have two choices in this life. Either you follow it in totality, in completion, and become a perfect human being. And in that event, your mi'raj becomes a hakiki mi'raj. You really ascend towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and achieve perfection. And you reach such heights. Sometimes the youth ask, can we meet Imam Zamana? You want to meet Imam Zamana? I tell you, you can meet him. This is how you meet Imam Zamana. Imam Zamana does not want to meet the person who is imperfect. You want to meet Imam Zamana, you have to achieve that perfection. You have to follow what the religion tells you to do. You want to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you want to see things with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's eyes, you can do it. Youngsters, my brothers, we have already scarred our souls, maybe some of us, with a lot of filth. You have the golden opportunity. From day one, this is what you need to achieve. Achieve that perfection. It does not mean you stop living your life, because Islam is a whole system. You can live your life holistically and still enjoy. Coming back to my point, when people say hijab not required, some people question, is khums really there? Why should I pay khums? You know, I find it surprising. Khums is on what remains after my full expenses. I can expense everything, my holidays, my enjoyment, my furniture, a new house, a new car, Lamborghini, buy it. Whatever remains, you're paying khums from that. First of all, everything that I have is Allah's. Out of what remains, He's telling me, give me 20% so that somebody else can be uplifted. Even there, I'm asking questions. So whenever these questions come into your mind, and whenever you get swayed by these arguments, I'll give you a simple argument to counter that. The sixth Holy Imam gives us a simple formula. He says, assume that what you're saying is true. There is no khums, there is no hijab. Assume that it is true. It is not, but I'm saying assume it is. When you go before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no problem. You lived your life, you had no hijab, you did not do any covering, you did not pay your khums, your zakat, you did not do anything else. You lied, you said, क्या झूठ बोलવાનું क्या છે કુરાનમાં ને ગીબત નું क्या રીતના ફોર્મ્યુલા છે હું તો આની સારી વાત કરતો હતો. I have been good for him. There's no gibbat. All these excuses that we use, if you are right and you go there, no problem. But the sixth Imam says, assume that you are wrong. What happens, what you are being told from the pulpit is true and what you are thinking is wrong. Now you have a problem. When you will reach before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and He will question you, did I not send the Prophet? Were you not born in a community where this message was given? On such and such a day, were you not in the mosque when you were told this was the message of Prophet? You are supposed to achieve perfection in your life, every one of us. And for my elders, let me put a caveat here. It does not mean that because my soul is tainted and has got a lot of things in my past, I cannot achieve perfection. Mi'raj is just one moment. We've seen Hor in Karbala. I don't want to say Masai. It's one moment. It's one sincere intention. Go on the Musalla, tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I am sorry for everything I've done. I put everything before you. Where I've opened nas, where I've got somebody's haq on me, go and try making it right. If the person is departed or you can't face that person, there are ways of making that right. Give away charity, do good, turn around, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you that Mi'raj. This is what we need to achieve. Every time this waswasa about certain Sharia masail come into our minds, we should ask ourselves this question. By not going to the mosque to pray my Jamaat namaz, is there a problem? No, there is no problem. There is nowhere it says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not accept my namaz at home. But there are a lot of riwayat that say that there are chances that namaz will not be accepted. When it comes to the mosque, the opposite is true. 100% your namaz is accepted. One is accepted, everybody is accepted. Now I need to ask myself, when I go before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on the day of Qiyamah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, did you not in Mombasa, Muhammad, have the chance, 10 minutes journey, go and recite your wajib namaz in the mosque and go on with your life? How many hours were you going to lose of your 24 hours? Did you do that? No, I didn't do that. Now all these namaz that you recited in the office and at home and wherever you are, do I want to take the chance? Every time, and because the youngsters today, as you go towards the Western society, these people have lost their spirituality and their morality. So they are trying to drag you into their own mess and change you and move you away from religion. This is the problem. They have lost direction, but because we think that they are the right people, they are modern, they are forward-thinking, they are the ones who got the wealth and the power, we want to be like them. No, everything that they do is not correct. What the Prophet has taught us is correct. 40 years, the Prophet lived an upright life in the middle of all these politics and mushrikeen. Not once did he make any mistake that somebody could point a finger at him. We are living in an environment that is holistic to a good extent. Can we not make our lives holistic? Sallu ala Muhammad wa ala Muhammad. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this holy night of Mi'raj and on this occasion of Passover, that may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fulfill the mission of the Holy Prophet, at least as far as we are concerned, and grant us all the best of Mi'raj so that we reach the urud and the qurb of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by the virtue of this holy night to forgive our amwat, our departed souls, as well as all of us about Nana Kabira and Sagira. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on this holy night with all those who are needy, who need Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's assistance in terms of health, wealth, any sort of problems. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ease all their problems and give them a good life and a successful life in this dunya and akhirah. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all those marees and all those people who in the war-torn areas who have lost their families, who have lost property, their homes. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them ease in their lives. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala find them better places in this world and definitely give them a better akhirah. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين. سورة مباركة.